Brent Hoskins, Executive Director of BTA, and welcome to today's BTA 101 call. The purpose, of course, is to give our members and prospective members a look at the association and get a better feel for it. What we're going to do is we're going to have BTA's Brian Smith, who's probably the most familiar to the members of the association because he talks to dealers all the time, every day, about membership and prospective members, et cetera. The staff is actually pretty small here in Kansas City. There are now five of us. We just added an admin employee in the last couple of weeks, but the four of us who have been here the longest have collectively been here over 90 years, believe it or not. So I say that only to say that we know a lot of people, we know a lot about the industry, and we're always here for you. If you think that we can help you in some way and connect you to somebody else in the association or the industry, or just answer a general question. If we don't know the answer, we find the answer just from those people that we know. So Brian, I'm going to actually, I forgot to make you the co-host so that you can share your screen. So I'm going to do that.
All right.
And welcome, Jen. I see you there. So appreciate you being on the call. And, you know, like I said earlier, it's really all about just giving you a better sense of the association and what we offer. And what we found actually is there's a lot of times dealers don't always know what it is we offer. So we've been doing these one-on-one calls the last couple of years just to give people a better sense of the association and what it offers. And then, of course, if they want to explore a little further, there's that opportunity to do that as well on the website. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brian. And Brian, you can just kind of walk us through the website.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right. Welcome, Jen, and welcome, Jeff. Appreciate you guys taking some time and going through this. I'll try to get through it so you can get back after it. The first thing when you come to bta.org, the first thing you'd like to do if you haven't already is create an account, and you just go up to the login, and that'll open up a page, and you want to create one right here. And what you do is just put your name, your last name, and your email address. You hit submit, and eventually then after you hit submit, there'll be an activation email that is sent to you that you continue to create a login for you. Once you're logged in, let me get back here. Whenever you log in, you'll be taken to the info hub. And I've already signed in as Adam Gregory. He's the BTA president this year. So when I signed in, it pops up here on the info hub. And the key points to the info hub really is my info. You can, under contact information, you can change your mailing, your work email, put all your information here on the info. Under the contact info, you got membership billing, you got related contacts. So this would be others that you would want in your organization to receive information. You can add a contact if you're the primary. There's all these people here. If they went to related contacts, they would see these people, but they wouldn't have these edit buttons over here because they're not the primary. So only the primary can add or remove individuals from the database. So my info is the best part of the info hub. And if you need more information about it, there's a video right here about the info hub. So when you get a couple minutes, I don't think it's very long, you can click on that and it'll take you through all the aspects of the info hub. Once you are logged in, you'll have the member login tab over here. So you can click on it, and it doesn't seem to want to work for me. There we go. You can click on the member directory tab, and you can come up here, and if you want to find out if there's Konica Minolta, so we click on that and we go underneath brands carried. We can come down here to Konica Minolta or whatever brand you want to look for, hit done, and it'll populate all the members that are in BTA that carry Konica Minolta. So that's a pretty good way of finding other manufacturer equipment dealers in your area or across the country. You click on one of those and it'll give you the necessary contact information of all these individuals, where they're located at, the email of the primary, that type of thing. So the member directory will only be visible once you logged in. And when you click on it, you can just customize any kind of results that you're looking for. So, you know, if there's some other, let's say brother, how many people are carrying brother, you can click on that. It'll change and show you the amount of people that are clicking on brother. So that's how you can use the member search function. And then when you're trying to get out of the info hub, you can just come down here and click on the BTA homepage, and that takes you to the BTA homepage. So there you go. You're back to the homepage. This is a scrolling bar here, and it just kind of gives you an idea of what's upcoming for the BTA. We're on the homepage, so if you scroll through there, you've got some information, shortcuts. This was BTA, the 90th anniversary at the Union Station here in Kansas City, and we were founded in 1926. So this was in 2016. Had a big party there. So you can just kind of scroll through the homepage and get any information that you need there. The About Us tab, if you click on it, and the reason I showed you the picture there was, there we go. I'm trying to get it to work myself. The reason I showed you that is About Us. This kind of gives you information about BTA and all the bylaws and whatnot, and member testimonials, histories, but I wanted to show you some of the photo archives. And this is kind of the one of the pictures way back in the day. So this was 1939. And we tried to recreate this look by taking that picture. And we always like to show this picture because of the party animal back in 1939. He had the little cup over his head and waving his hanky. So he was having a good time, that guy. So that's the About Us tab there. There's the National Board of Directors here. So that gives you an idea. There's Adam Gregory, Deborah Dennis. These are some of the representatives, and these are just dealers like yourself. So if some point you'd like to volunteer for the BTA, feel free to contact Brent and we can get you set up as a volunteer. So we've got the 4 districts, the national, and then 4 other districts. So we've got the Mid-America, the West, the Mid-America, the Southeast, and the East. And if you clicked on any one of these, then it'll just bring up the president or the officers of those districts. So each district has their own little officers that are available. And I bring that up because they've got the contact information here. This is a great networking source. So if you have some questions about BTA, they are dealers just like yourself, so they'll have the answers that likely I wouldn't have. Because they're in the trenches with you. So I bring these district officers and everybody up so that you can contact them if you've got some questions. You know, naturally contact me or Brent or anybody here at BTA. And here is the BTA staff located here. Yours truly, Brent. Then Valerie is the marketing, and Elizabeth is the associate editor of the BTA magazine. So that's kind of the About Us section of the website. And there's, you know, a bunch of stuff that you can just find and go there. All these buttons have drop downs to them. So if we start right here under membership, the drop down, this is the BTA 101 call. So this call here will be posted here. So if there's something that you want to look at, go back through, you can find that call there. The member classifications, testimonials, you got member testimonials. So if you're, you know, interested in, you know, what others say about BTA, we've got that. This is where the vendors are. So all the vendors that support the channel, you can go here. Any of these logos, you can just click on and it'll pop open to another page and either go to the BTA page or to the vendor page. And then you can just click on that and that'll take you to the vendors page for you as well. So, and then you can also contact all the vendors up here in this corner just by clicking on that. That'll open up all the vendors as well. The dealer helping dealer, I'll get back to that in a second. Just touch base on these 2 peer groups that we have here. We've got 2 peer groups. One is a pro dealer group, which is the younger of the 2 groups. And then we have the select dealer group. And the concept behind this is if you have you join one of these groups, it's a protected territory, and they meet 3 times a year, give or take, and usually phone calls more often, but in physical, they'll meet 3 times a year. And it's a protected territory. So if you can, join one of these groups, I would recommend it. But you might have to deal with some competition there. And if you're a direct competitor to one of these individuals, they wouldn't let you in. And the same goes for the select dealer group, same type of peer group. And there's the coverage map. So if you're got any openings in this, you guys are anywhere near that. I think Jeff, aren't you part of one of them? In that Jeff right there? I thought Jeff may have been part of the pro dealer group, right?
Yeah, we're in the Kingsport.
Yeah, okay. So the peer groups are a great way to, again, network with fellow dealers, learn new ideas and strategies, talk to other dealers without worry about there being a strong competition for you. Let's see here. Now we'll just drop down to the dealer helping dealer group. All of these benefits are located underneath benefits. So right here is dealer helping dealer. You can click on that as well. The dealer helping dealer was formed during the COVID situation when we couldn't travel. So we started these dealer helping dealer groups, and Brent does a great job narrating and monitoring, moderating these groups. And we've got 3 pegs to it. There's a question and answer. So you could call in or you could email your question to Brent, and he'll post it and send it out to the dealership, the member as a whole, and they'll answer that for you. And it'll also be posted on the website. So we've got the dealer helping dealer. We've also got the repair network here. And the idea behind this is if you have an install outside of your territory and you're looking for a BTA dealer that could possibly help you do the install, because you could trust the BTA dealer, all you have to do is just come to the repair network, look for anybody in that area. And I would encourage you to come up here and log in and or to join the network. Just complete this short form, just ask who you are, company name, equipment that you carry, that type of thing. And it's just a quick little survey. You click done, and then you'll have a pin in that map as well. And if somebody is outside your territory and want to do an install, they could contact you, and then you two could work it out yourselves. The third stool of the dealer helping dealer was the discussion groups. And there are 5 of these groups. There's 3 sales, or there's 3 owners, 1 service, and 1 sales. And Brent, like I said, moderates these, and they were developed out of the COVID years. And here again, you're in a group of 30 or so dealers that are non-competing dealers, so you can freely discuss any best practices or ideas and things to that effect that you have. And it gets sent out, or you're sitting there in a Zoom call for about an hour, and they're very strict with the time. So when the hour ends up, the call is over, and everybody goes about their business, and then Brent will send up another call for the future, and you just join those calls. You want to toss something in there?
Yeah, I was going to say, Brian, I was just going to tell you, they're very simple. In fact, what we do them through Zoom, and when people register, we ask a simple question: what topics or questions would you like the group to address in this call? And we always end up with questions. We always end up with topics. Just today, just to give an example, we had the service management discussion group, and we had, I think, about 15 service managers on there. It took most of the hour. I went through things they were talking about, just as examples. CEO Juice, one of them had questions about what sort of vacation and PTO time the others in the group do. That was just today. I mean, there's all kinds of things that they talk about. That's the service managers. We also have 2 for sales management, and then 3 for the owners. And Brian mentioned that it was really these came out of the time of the pandemic when everybody's heads were spinning on what do we do. That was in May of 2020 that we first launched the very first 2 dealers helping dealers discussion groups. They've stayed together. They don't talk about the pandemic anymore or those challenges. They have met, two of the groups have met more than 100 times. Like I think we just had our 105th call. We had one yesterday, group 2, and tomorrow we have group 1. And it's been wonderful to see how that has transitioned through these several years, the way they've connected with each other. I know they're sometimes visiting each other in their dealerships. They stay connected between calls. When I send out invites for the calls, each email always has the email addresses for everybody on the call for them to clearly see, and they stay connected and ask questions that way. If they can't wait for the next call, then they'll submit questions and share, have dialogue. I see it every week. I see dialogue between some of the people in the Dealers Helping Dealers group, just trying to helping one another. It's frankly at the core of what BTA is all about. When we were founded in 1926, we were founded by dealers that decided there were strength in numbers and that they could help each other. And we are still governed by independent dealers. They still run the show, and we work for them. We work for you. Ultimately, you're the owners of the association. Anyway, if it's of interest to you, just email me at brent@bta.org, and I'll see about having you and being one of the groups. What I do is I'll say, well, here are the 5 groups. Tell me which one's a good fit based on the fact that you're not seeing a competitor. I do try to keep competitors out of the group. And once in a while, the same group, once in a while, somebody, call will be underway. There'll be somebody new on the call and somebody will send me a chat. Hey, this person's one of my competitors. And so I have to make some adjustments and try to transition them to another group. I try to be careful about that, but once in a while it happens and I'm mindful of it. So, all right. Thank you, Brian.
Okay. One quick note about that. The difference between the pro dealer group and the select dealer group, there's additional fees to join those groups, like $1,000 and $1,500 each year. Whereas this dealer help and dealer discussion groups, there's no fee. So you've got a peer group without the extra charge.
Yeah.
It's basically that, so that's a great way. You come to the benefits, you can click on that benefits word up there, and that opens up a page that has all the BTA benefits that are available to you. And they're all, just links that you can click on and go to the information that's available. One of the most used benefits at BTA is the legal department. Greg Goldberg recently started July 1st, took over for his dad, Bob Goldberg, who had been in the industry for over 45 plus years. So this is Greg's first year. You can call Greg and talk to him about any business activity, employee issues, manufacturer agreements, that type of thing, all free of charge. He has a list of documents that are available to you that you need to be logged in to view these documents. But it shows the kind of a table of contents, and you just come in here and click on any of these, and they've got documents underneath there. Application for employment, equal opportunity employment, harassment. So there's a host of sample forms and contracts in here that you can cut and paste and customize to your dealership. Now, the line that legal department draws is if it affects the industry as a whole, they will do more free for you than they would otherwise. So if you've got your landlord agreement and you send it to Greg and say, hey, Greg, how did my attorney do? He's not going to be able to evaluate your landlord agreement. But if you sent him your manufacturer's agreement, he would probably already say, hey, we've got one that's already been negotiated between Kyocera and the dealers. So you can call up Greg and say, hey, Greg, do you have a BTA approved manufacturer's agreement that I can use when it's time, when you guys are getting ready to renew your manufacturer's agreement? So the legal department is great. And we've got Bob Goldberg also has some scholarships that I'll get to here in a minute. But so clicking on the benefits tab, you can just come through here. All these business support services, you can find that business support services right there. So it ranges from Ask the Analyst, which you can ask the question of some experts. They'll give you the answers. So you can just kind of run through here and find all of the resources that are available to you at a quick glance. Then BTA also does the scholarship, and we're real happy about the scholarship, quite frankly. Every year, BTA provides scholarships to probably 25 to 30 students of a BTA member employee. And through the school year, or since 1985, we've given away $1.8 million in scholarships. And here's the scholarships that are available. There's a flyer that you can download for your dealership that hang up in your break room. They can take a look at the flyer and kind of pass the word to some of your employees to go ahead and submit an application. The new school year applications, or the scholarship applications, will be due May 1st of 2025, every year, May 1st. And probably sometime in January, we will send out, there'll be an essay question that the students have to answer and submit. And then all of the applications are collected and we send them to a third-party evaluator. So BTA does not, approve or, reject any scholarship. A local college professor evaluates those, and he makes the call on who would get the scholarship. Brent, you want to?
Well, and I was looking down for a moment. Did you show, maybe you're going to show some of the photos there, but this year for the 24-25 school year, we gave away 27 scholarships totaling $33,000. And these are some of the folks that have sent pictures back of those presentations. The way it works is we send the check to the sponsoring dealership and we send a letter to the student and say, you've been awarded a scholarship check from the association, get with your parent's employer. For that check presentation, we ask if they'll do a photo and share it with us so we can post it here and share it otherwise. And, I'm not reading all those, but generally speaking, what we're seeing is the president or a senior person at the dealership, the parent who works in the dealership, and their son or daughter. And so it's a great member benefit. Some people don't even think about, everybody's probably got some student in their company, somebody who's got a college age student. And, just don't forget that as a benefit. And frankly, because I've been signing these checks for years and years as scholarship checks, you can apply all 4 years of college. And it happens that some people have won 4 years in a row. Again, we don't evaluate them. We have a dean at a university evaluate them, but the student, did well in the ranking. And each year for 4 years, we send them a check. The highest check is $3,000. Now, many of them are $1,000, but still every bit helps, right? So anyway, if you haven't taken advantage of that, it's a fit for your company. If nothing else, just put that poster up that Brian showed you in your break room, and you'll find that the association is not only to the benefit of owners, senior management, but to any employee conceivably, within the dealership. So thank you, Brian.
Okay. So again, this benefits tab, if you click on that, all of them show up, all the benefits that are available. I'll show you, or I'll continue with the district events that we put on. We put on 4 district events. We've already had 2 of them this year. One was down in Orlando, Florida in April. We're in California. We're gearing up for Mid-America event in San Antonio, Texas. And then we'll be in Asheville, North Carolina, October 3rd and 4th. So these are great networking events that you can come to. They're usually 100, 150 attendees, so they're a little less attended than the big manufacturers. But we're pretty close to agnostic as far as that goes. We don't promote one manufacturer over another, and we'll have all manufacturers represented at these events. So there's some of the vendors that are going to be there. And the difference between like our events and maybe the manufacturer event is that we have it all in one room. So we'll have the stage and everybody sitting out in front of the stage, and then all the vendors are lined the outer walls so that after the presentation is done, you can get up and go network with some or talk to some of the vendors. Try to make some connections that way. And I'm just kind of scrolling through. This is some of the education classes that we're going to have there. If you're really looking at it, you can come here and read all of that, or you can come over here and click on this down here, download the schedule of events. And this kind of gives you Cliff Notes version of what the education is going to be and the timing and whatnot. So these are these networking events. I encourage you to at one point try to attend, multiple events, because the education, the format's the same. The education is going to be different at each event. Keynote speakers and presenters and that type of thing. So the BTA events, and then we have the BTA education lineup. And by clicking on education, it just shows you here what they are. We have some classroom education classes, and then e-workshops and webinars here as well. ProFinance is one of the better ones for a business owner to attend. Kind of gives you the idea of what good looks like in your dealership. So ProFinance, I think they're having one in October 9th and 10th out there in Irvine, California. That'll be the last one for this year. That's about it. I mean, we're running up against the 30 minutes. Anybody have any questions that, something that I could show you, or if you wonder if BTA has that ability or that resource?
Yeah. This call was recorded. It'll be posted on the BTA website tomorrow. An invitation to all three of you on the call. Reach out to us anytime if you think that we can help. Our emails, always say, are the easiest in the industry. You're seeing, myself and Brian on the screen. So mine is Brent@bta.org and Brian@bta.org. So it couldn't be any easier that, and we'd be glad to help you. I know the group is small, but we do this for one or many, and we never know, but we always have these calls each month. We've been doing it the last couple of years. And, Brian mentioned that in October is Asheville, North Carolina. But the one that's coming up sooner is the one that we've kind of talked about here, Gateway to Success, September 24th and 25th. So that's a week from next Tuesday. We'll be in San Antonio for that event. So anybody, it's an excellent educational lineup. We've got 16 different people that are going to be on the stage at different times, many of them dealers on dealer panels. We have 3 panels for that event. We're very excited about it. And I think anybody who attends will find it to be one of the most informative and educational events they've been to for a long time in this industry. And we're, like Brian said, we're vendor agnostic. So we're not talking about, if you go to your OEM meeting, you're hearing about their product and their world from their perspective, and totally understand that. And that's great, but that's not what we do. We talk about all the opportunities in the industry, and so it'd be great to have you there if you're not thinking about that already. So appreciate everybody's time. Again, reach out to us at any time, and we'll go ahead and say goodbye for now, and look forward to the days that we cross paths with you down the road. So
Thank you.
thank you all.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff.